Obviously, happy for our players, just how they have continued to find ways to get things done that maybe doesn't always go as you would plan or how you would script it. But that's, I think, the mark of a good team. If you go through a season, you have it obviously with 30-some games, you're going to have games and nights where things don't go well. And obviously SMU, I think, is a good team. But to find a way and have other guys step up and help us and to gut it out, I thought our defense and our ability to get to the free throw line were crucial when we couldn't make shots, specifically from three. And then when we were able to finally get the ball to go in from three, obviously we were within arm's reach and were able to get the lead there down the stretch. So it's part of a team growing. They have to find their heart and they got to be put through challenges like this, and I think just a gutty, gritty performance when things didn't look good at times.
Was this a moment last year when he might have panicked, maybe forcing things?
Well, I mean, he hadn't been feeling good here the last 2-3 days. He's got something, whatever. So him, you could tell he didn't have a lot of energy. And I thought he was a little better yesterday in practice, but today doesn't feel good again. So, but it's just, for him to come in and close it like he did was that's a gutty performance in terms of not, has zero juice and it's not feeling very good. And, but teammates picking him up. Connor coming in to give us a little boost, finally got shot to go down. Klesman finally got the ball to go down late. I thought across the board, John Blackwell continues to give us a boost off the bench. AJ finally, I thought in the second half, gave us a big boost on some of those punch drives and plays that he made too that we needed when we were going bucket for bucket with him. So, like I said, it just this team has some depth and we've needed it, and we've got to continue to grow it. And find different ways and different nights. When things are clicking, obviously we have a chance to be really good, but we have to be able to continue to find ways when we aren't. And obviously you always want to go into a game thinking you're going to click, but credit to SMU. I thought they hit us with those threes early, which a couple of them were okay. Percentages say you can short close on some guys, but Phelps made some shots when he hadn't made a lot of threes all year. And I thought we got better with the post trap, handling it. We started attacking and getting the ball into the middle of the paint of it versus skipping it all the time, and we were able to get to the rim for that and got us going a little bit offensively.
Is that what Chuck was extended time on the bench?
Yeah, I think I knew he wasn't, feeling well, and just trying to get him as much rest as we could. He wanted to be back in there at the end, though, and it was like, all right, put me back in and try to get this thing over the top, which he did.
You weren't happy with the physicality, toughness of your team against Providence. Safe to say, kind of amping up the energy against a team that really can get after people was a big difference for you guys in the second half.
No doubt. And I thought we, offensively, decent looks. I'll go through the tape, and if I would have liked every three, but I thought we needed to play in the paint more in the first half, and then we closed the first half about as bad as you can close a half. We did everything opposite of what we had talked about in that last time out. So, so that was the challenge at halftime. We have to bounce back here and find our identity again, and we know what makes us good. We know how when we play a certain way, we're hard to handle, and fortunately we were able to just keep chipping away and until we finally hit a little rhythm there late.
And then every season's different, but you saw Maui a couple of years ago how that title run, the team started to believe right then and there. Did you kind of see something similar early in the year?
Yeah, believe is something I've used with them since really September, because I thought this team has a chance to be very good, and sometimes you have to reinforce that. You lean into my years of experience of being around really good teams and what they look like and what those ingredients are, and doesn't guarantee you're going to be good, but the pieces are there. They just got to continue to forge some of those calloused areas that and get kind of baptized by fire in some regards to expedite that growth. And I think our schedule, obviously, we're not even near to the end of there's no light at the end of the tunnel, but it's helped us. There's no doubt. I mean, it's made us tougher, grittier, able to overcome adversity. Or maybe, at the start of this, we weren't mentally ready to fight through those bad times and rough times, and now they're starting to believe that we need to play better, but when you don't have things clicking, we can find a way to fight our way out of it.
Do you feel like you had 3 or 4 MVPs in this tournament? I mean, Max helped you take the lid off the threes. Did you get one that kind of got your run going?
Yeah, I think that this team does have a lot of depth, and I think a lot of people that can help at different times. And AJ is still kind of learning,
right.
Things that are really important to us. In addition to the scoring, it's the other little things that he's getting better at. He's made monumental improvements, and he's great to coach. And John, obviously, there's a freshman mistake here or there, but that's normal. And the one way you're going to learn is go play, and he's really, he's everywhere tonight. So I think just the depth and different people come in and give different boosts. I think Gilmore gave us boost the other night. Nolan Winter will help us even more as he gets more experience. And Connor, finally got the ball to go in a little bit tonight. So that's all those things I think are important it's a long season. You need all hands on deck.
Was it for after the game? Because just a couple of days, but it's an extended run.
Yeah. Just for him, it's when you're a shooter, you got to get in a rhythm, And I think for him, just practicing harder, having more stress in practice, game stress, game pressure, game speed stuff. That's why we've run him with the scout team, just because he gets. I think the RPMs get going a little hotter over there when he's got to get chased off a lot of things, and he gets more reps. So to get him into a groove, I think that's the biggest thing. He just hasn't been able to find a groove, and then obviously he got hurt, which set him back a little bit. But just trying to, he's healthy now. It's just a matter of getting that groove that he needs to find.
Are guys settling into roles, or are you still working guys?
No, I think we're. I like the guys have grabbed on and accepted or done well in their roles. Not accepted them. They always want more, which is good. I want them hungry for more.
Right.
I never want them satisfied with the minutes they get, but they understand that the team comes first, and every given night it might be a little bit different based on who's playing well, who's not, matchups, foul trouble. You name it. But I want them hungry, but also at the same time knowing that they're going to give themselves to the team and be able to pour everything they have into making sure they can help our team in whatever way they can, whether it's for 5 minutes or for 35 minutes. So, but I think it's starting to crystallize or clarify itself a little bit more with guys off the bench. I think they're getting more comfortable in their role, and we still, I think there's still more to gain and more to improve upon.
Given that, in terms of the scoreless up until that last run, obviously had done a whole lot offensively with the 6 assists on the first night. As a coach, given all the times he stepped up in those moments over the years, do you have any reservations about giving him the keys to the card in crunch time anymore?
No.
Does it surprise you at all the way he's able to just pull himself out of that?
Yeah.
Even though, like you said, he was sick.
Yeah, no, and we, intentionally went with some ball screens there in the middle of the floor and he got loose a little bit there. I thought we got the floor spread a little better. Thought early it was too jammed up, and they did a good job of squeezing off some driving lanes on him off that some help. And that happens when you're not making threes. Everybody can compress in a little bit. You bang a few threes in, now the help's got to come from further distance. You can play more 2-on-2 in the middle of the floor, but I thought the play to get down the lane and draw the contact on the three-point play was big, and he's got more patience in ball screens than he's had. He's matured in those. He's not so rushed, and he's got his eyes looking to see where he can get it to, and then when it decides it's time to make a play and he has an advantage, he goes and does that.
Obviously, it's hard drives to go in.
Mm-hmm.
Did it feel like the tonight was a little bit more controlled when he went up to finish?
Yeah, finally played off 2 feet. I told him that when he came out in the first half. You know, the 3-point play he had. He went in there and played and launched off 2, and that put him towards the backboard and not flying towards the wall out of bounds. And then hence you took the contact and you're able to finish. So just those are the things that, you know, we're continuing to help him with, because, you know, obviously there's times when he had a couple in the second half where he took off 1 foot, and you've got a clean runway, yeah, that's okay. But most of the time against good teams that send help and cover the rim up, you're going to have to play off 2 feet and make a decision in there.
Didn't always play out this way today, but sometimes you can make substitutions. I guess mass, like, you know, 3 or 4 guys at a time. Are you doing that to try to get maybe some consistent looks together with the same people?
No, sometimes it's just if I watch I watch facial expressions of the guys on the floor, I can tell if they're getting gassed, fatigued. And then sometimes I got one guy up there, and then by the time we get a dead ball, I might have 3 more up there. So it's not maybe intentionally. Sometimes it's to give us a little spark. Sometimes it's, you know, maybe something I see out there that he needs to come over and talk to an assistant about on, you know, something that didn't get done right. So by and large, it's typically, you know, I got a pretty good idea of how long guys can go. And then when I start to see a little redder faces and a little slower up and down the floor, that tells me I got to get them out before their tank really hits empty.
Just back on 3-point shooting, I guess you anticipated SMU was going to double every time. So
Yeah.
you've caught the ball.
Right.
Were you thinking going in, welcoming it, knowing how good of a passer Steve is, and did you like the shots you would get, especially when the first half?
Yeah, I thought we could have played inside more, you know, and out of the double team, either across the floor and back in or over and drive it. Actually, I think AJ might have drove one. The one he did get the 3-point play might have been on a post-trap reversal and then drove it. John did it once, and then John was hesitant the second time, and we talked about that. Like, if you got him in a closeout, go ahead and drive it if you're not comfortable with your 3. So you can, or throw it back into the other post player, because we always have a guy diving to the opposite block. So you don't have to shoot 3s. You know, we banged in a few the other night against Virginia's, post trap, but doesn't mean you have to shoot the 3. But yeah, Steve's comfortability out of it. I think Gilmore's pretty comfortable in it. Tyler is. So the biggest thing is don't panic. You know, take your time. Make the good decision. We cut guys to the nail more in the second half, which got us some. Klesmit got there a couple times. I think John might have got there, and then that ended up distorting how they were trying to cover the backside a little bit. So, and if we can get good 3s out of it, great. If not, let's get what's next best for us.
You got a 3-game winning streak now. Do you feel like this is something you needed because you got that gauntlet coming up here?
I'll just worry about getting ready for Western Illinois. We get them on Monday. Get back and have a good Thanksgiving and get ready for Western Illinois. No, we needed to play better, and you know, we needed to continue to get better, which we have. I think we've gotten better, and you know, we'll fly back tomorrow and get ready for Western Illinois on Monday night. So knowing that we got a long ways in front of us, but we have to take what we've learned here in these 2 games and build upon it and continue to push forward.
Got anything you're thankful for?
What's that?
Got anything you're thankful for? Thanksgiving morning?
Oh yeah, so much. I mean, a lot, man. I got my brother here and his wife, and 2 of our 3 kids are here. Obviously, my wife. So you know, you're just standing out there on the floor as the guys celebrate. I kind of stood back and watched, and you know, I've been fortunately a part of a lot of championship celebrations, whether it's tournaments or postseason stuff. But to watch guys go through it, the freshmen and the guys that haven't been around that a lot, it's neat. So that's why you do it, to help give those guys an opportunity to create something unique and have some fun with it. We got a good group. I like this team, and they battle, they listen. We just got to keep getting better. So thank you to all the Badger fans. That's one thing. This was like Cole Center South. They were terrific. I thought Mark Starziak with Intersport did a phenomenal job. So huge thanks to Mark. and his team at Intersport for running a really good event. And then obviously I think there's the whole Fort Myers area. People have been awesome, and hopefully this helps invigorate. They had a rough go with the hurricane coming through last year, that a lot of places that I haven't ventured off our hotel, but others that I've talked to said that, the devastation is pretty significant. So hopefully, bring a lot of Badger fans here. They like to socialize, so I'm sure they'll spend their hard-earned money helping out the economy of the Fort Myers area.
Thanks, Coach.
Oh, good.